Good evening and welcome to tonight's primary forum hosted by the Christian County Republican Party and the Christian County Young Republicans. My name is Matt McGowan. Before we get started, I'd like to thank the city for allowing us to use the council chambers, for Mr. Darrell for assisting with the setup for tonight, and Zach and IT for guiding us through the program tonight. In this segment, we will have the Republican primary candidates for County Clerk, Melinda Humphreys and Erica Newby. Our format will be simple. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to introduce themselves. Once each candidate is finished with their introduction, we will begin a series of questions. Each candidate will have up to 3 minutes to answer each question. 30-second rebuttals will be granted upon the requests of a candidate once each candidate has been given an opportunity to answer the original question. After our questions, each candidate will be given an additional 2 minutes for closing statements. We hope that our audience is as enthusiastic as we are about tonight's forum, but we ask that you hold your applause until the completion of each response. So we'll move to our opening statements. And Erica, you have 2 minutes.
All right. First off, I would like to say thank you to the Christian County Republican Party and the Christian County Young Republicans for hosting this forum and giving us the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Erica Newby. I am the daughter of Donnie Campbell and Vicki Cornelius. I was born and raised here in Christian County. I am a 1994 graduate of Christian County High School. I have 2 associate degrees. I have been a successful small business owner. I worked many years in the medical field at OBGYN Associates. I was the treasurer for Highland Volunteer Fire Department for several years. Most importantly, I have always been a leader. I feel the main role of the county clerk is to lead the office. Lead by example, lead by being present and knowledgeable, lead by working side by side with deputy clerks showing respect and appreciation. During the 7.5 years I worked at the clerk's office, I developed a wealth of knowledge and hands-on experience. I have actively worked in every department with the exception of land records. Through this experience, I also learned that there are areas to which I can make significant improvements, but did not have the authority to do so. This led to my decision in 2020 to run for the county clerk. I want to create positive changes and not let the clerk's office be a continuation of the past 2 decades. My main goals for the clerk's office are customer convenience, innovation, and accountability. I have several plans that I started sharing last year to increase customer convenience. I believe that we can turn the clerk's office into a one-stop shop and reduce the amount of trips to the courthouse that it takes to accomplish your goal. I believe that cross-training employees will help with efficiency in customer service, staffing issues, and encourage teamwork. I believe that we can all agree the hours of operation can use a little adjusting, and I have plans for all of this. I have several long-term and short-term goals of bringing much-needed innovation to the clerk's office. A few examples would be drive-through window service, launch of a 24-hour renewal kiosk system in Kentucky, and an additional location in the Oak Grove area as growth and finances warrant. I look forward to sharing more of my plans with you as we get into questions tonight, and if you would like to discuss more after tonight, I am always available and would love to talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. And Melinda, your opening statement, please.
Thank you. Thank you all, the Republican Party, for allowing us to be here today. My name is Melinda Humphreys, and I'm a Republican candidate for the Christian County Clerk's position. I'm born and raised here in Christian County. I'm a 1993 graduate from Christian County High School. I also graduated in 1999 from Eastern Kentucky University. I'm a mother of 2 amazing kids. My daughter Jenna Humphreys is a junior at Murray State University, and my son Weston will be graduating this May from Christian County High School. I began my career at the clerk's office at the age of 26, which that was in January of 2001. That just told you my age, I think. I have worked in each of the departments at the clerk's office that is based in customer service. I am a supervisor for several of the departments, and I'm also the co-op coordinator for the clerk's office, which allows our high school students to work from 12 to 4 and get real hands-on work experience. Excuse me. I believe I'm probably better known in the workforce as the election coordinator for Christian County. I have stepped down from that position because obviously my name is on the ballot. But I'm available for the election staff for consulting and answering questions when needed. I am excited to be a candidate for the Christian County Clerk's Office. 20 years of working in that courthouse, it feels like a second home to me. I genuinely care for the customers that walk in and out of those doors and the employees. I am motivated to be present and accessible to this community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Humphrey. All right, so we will move on to our first question now, and this will go to Melinda first.
Sure.
In the private sector, when a customer is displeased with the service of business, they have the option to take their business elsewhere. Should you be elected, how will you ensure that your customers are pleased with your service and choose to bring you back for a second term?
Well, I believe that all revolves around customer service. For me, that would mean being patient and listening. A lot of our customers, they come in, they don't understand the transactions, they don't understand what's required of them. We have to allow us to be patient and understanding that it's our job to make sure that we give them proper information. We need to make sure that we continue to have a positive and upbeat atmosphere at the clerk's office. Making sure that the needs are met in a positive manner and showing respect for each other and respect for our customers. As county clerk, I would set that example and lead by that example. Thank you.
Thank you. And Erica, I'll repeat the question.
Thank you.
In the private sector, when a customer is displeased with the service of business, they have the option to take their business elsewhere. Should you be elected, how will you ensure that your customers are pleased with your service and choose to bring you back for a second term?
I believe that one of the main focuses that I would have is customer convenience. With the one-stop shop having to reduce the number of trips to the courthouse that it takes to get your task completed is a much-needed convenience up there. Vehicle inspections being performed at the courthouse at the same place that your titling is done so that you don't have to come back and forth would be a big convenience, and I believe that Sheriff DeArmond already has that in progress. A more informative website so that once they can get on the website and look and be more informed of what they will need before they get up there so that they won't have to make several trips. I believe that office hours need to be more convenient for the residents of Christian County. I feel this is very important to the community since the late Thursday night hours were removed. And I would like to implement longer office hours by having 2 shifts of employees. For example, some that come in and open around 7, and then they would typically work for 8 hours, leave at 3. And then a second shift that would come in at 9, so that way the office would be open longer, but it would not increase any cost to payroll. I believe that you shouldn't have to have an appointment to have anything done that is up there. If it is a service that is performed by that office, you should be able to walk in and do that at any time. I feel like there are a lot of small things that make a big difference in customer convenience that would make the residents of Christian County happier, and that would continue my election.
Right, thank you. And we'll move on to our second question. This one goes to Erica first. Why did you decide to run for county clerk, and what makes you the most qualified candidate for this position?
Well, I believe that we're both qualified. We both have a lot of experience up there, and we both really care about the job. What made me run for county clerk was when I worked up there, it is very frustrating for the employees and the customers that come up there for things to just not make sense, to not be convenient, to not be ran to the best way possible. And when you present solutions, they just turned a blind ear to it. And so it was very frustrating to have a problem and to have a solution and no one would listen and no one would help. And then you get yelled at all day long, every day, by the residents because of something that you're like, I'm sorry, my hands are tied. I have no control over it. So that is what made me choose to run for county clerk so that I could implement some of those changes that would make it more convenient for the residents of Christian County.
Okay, thank you. And the same question to you, Melinda. Why did you decide to run for county clerk, and what makes you the most qualified candidate for this position?
This is not just a job for me. This is a large part of who I am and the person that I want to be. I didn't just decide overnight to run for clerk. This has been something that has been a goal of mine for years. It was about timing for me, though. There were two things that were important. I wanted to make sure that my children were young adults when I decided to run. My oldest was 6 weeks old when I began my career at the clerk's office, and she is now 21. My son's 18. I wanted to make sure that they, excuse me, were focused on their careers and their education, and that they were chasing their own goals and their own dreams, which they are. And then I wanted to be sure that I was ready for the responsibility of being a county clerk, which I am. The 21 years of experience and dedication has provided me with the knowledge and the understanding to make positive improvements that are necessary for our office to run effectively and efficiently. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll move on to our third question now. And Melinda, this will go to you first.
Sure.
What are your three main goals that you are looking to accomplish during your first term, and how do you plan on accomplishing those goals?
Right. Thank you. There's several more than just three, but if I had to choose, focusing on inexpensive ways for us to be more accessible to the public, for one. I know that my oppositions mentioned several of those things. Inexpensive is key for me. Just today, I had someone call and say they're out of town, their tags are about to expire. Can I please pay by phone? I said, I'm sorry, I don't have that capability to do that. How convenient would that be? Not everyone has internet access. Not everyone has a computer, or some people don't even like using computers. But most everyone has a phone, a landline, or a cell phone. And having them have the ability to just pay over the phone, well, they don't even have to leave their home. So having that capability, and me being accessible. As I mentioned, I've worked in each department at the courthouse that is related to customer service. So I would be accessible, if that means working right alongside the deputy clerks, answering phones, whatever it needs to happen, I will be hands-on. The next one is pushing for competitive wages and for a budget that will allow us to hire more deputies to be accessible. We can do all these things and make all these improvements. If we don't have enough people working for us, it's not going to matter. A little background, there are magistrates that make up several committees, the budget committees, the building committees, the finance committees. Those committees are the ones that actually decide what money the county clerk's office can spend. So I will push for competitive wages. We have excellent staff, by the way, and their knowledge is crucial in us being accessible. That type of job, and I know Ms. Newby will agree, it's not something you learn in 5 to 7 business days. It takes weeks, sometimes months, to be able to learn and understand the concept and learn the KRSs and all the regulations that we must follow. We need people to be able to want to make a career out of the clerk's office. For example, when I got the job, my grandmother and my mother both told me, don't leave. And I'm like, okay, get your foot in the door. I'm like, okay, why? Well, people didn't leave. The benefits were amazing. The retirement was great. The pay was wonderful. That's not the case anymore, especially. Everyone knows that. At least we could be competitive in our wages to be able to allow the deputy clerks to make a career at the clerk's office. The next would be a standard of exceptional quality service and accountability. I would love for us to be able to put an online survey on our website that people can share their experience, the good, the bad. You have to learn. And that's how we can better serve the public. And then have the surveys there. They're welcome to take them and mail them back, email them back, whatever the case may be. We have to hear from our community in order to understand and better serve the community. For me, making sure that our customers and employees feel valued and respected is my top priority. And I believe that positivity and communication are key components in having a successful office. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Erica, same question to you. What are your three main goals that you are looking to accomplish during your first term, and how do you plan on accomplishing those goals?
I have a lot more than three. I know we both do. One, I think that annual budgets and audits need to be easily accessible on the county website for all residents to view. This office handles $16+ million a year, and that requires transparency and accuracy. Currently, only the audits are available on the website. Currently, there is no department in the clerk's office that has a supervisor that is sitting in the department with the deputy clerks that are working there. I feel that a supervisor in each department should be located in the room with the employees. This ensures that accurate and current information is being relayed to the customers, and quick intervention, should a situation arise, it can be de-escalated quickly. I believe in clerk accountability. I will be present in the office daily unless other obligations such as physical court, clerk conventions, other things of that nature conflict. I will be there to listen and to meet the needs of the residents that elected me to the position. I don't feel that you need to take a poll to relay on information to me if I am there and you can come and speak directly to me. I don't know about you all, but I rarely ever even take the poll on the bottom of my receipt that I could win a $500 gift card if I took. So I don't think that many people would benefit from that. Another main goal that I would have is to restructure the co-op student program. Currently, they are only really utilized in the renewal department. I would implement a broader utilization of the students, teaching them of government operations, business structure, grant research, election laws, and process. This is an opportunity to expose future community leaders to the workings of local government, and hopefully they will want to stay or return to Christian County and make a positive impact on our community. Another big thing that I have is expanding cross-training of employees. I think this helps to reduce staffing issues, ensuring coverage where needed, and encourages teamwork. Employees should be able to answer customer questions for every department, maybe not as in-depth as they do in their own department, but at a minimum, they should be able to answer the question or call the other department instead of sending that customer across the hall to go wait in line again so that they can ask that department that question. I think that this would just help increase efficiency for customer service. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
There's more, but
All right, we'll move on
Go
to
on,
our
please.
last question, and this one's going to go to you first, Erica.
Okay.
We live in the information age, the age of technology. The percentage of our population made up by millennials and Gen Zers is now well over 40%. What can you do to make sure that the clerk's office maintains a brick and mortar presence while also appealing to those from younger generations?
So I think that the website definitely needs to be more interactive. They go to Google for everything, Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever you choose. But if you have, most of the time, say a younger generation is not going to know how to transfer a title because they've never had to do it. They've never bought a car before. Maybe this is their first one. If you have a step-by-step process that tells you on the website everything that you need to do, and you can click here. It's almost like when you were a child and you had the choose your own ending books, and you choose one ending and you go to page this, click on each option that relates to you and your situation, and it will tell you what you need and all the steps that you need to go through, whether things have to be notarized, whether you need the original or a photocopy is accepted. A lot of those things are what people get up there and they don't have the correct thing and they get sent away for, and that's very frustrating for everyone. So I think that if the website is updated and interactive, that it would appeal to them better.
Okay, thank you. And the same question to you, Melinda. We live in the information age, the age of technology. The percentage of our population made up by millennials and Gen Zers is now well over 40%. What can you do to make sure the clerk's office maintains a brick and mortar presence while still appealing to the younger generations?
Thank you. I still believe in people, and I realize that we are in an age of technology. But I still have people every day that have gotten on our website. They've gone on Frankfurt's website. They've gone on the SOS website. They've gone on all the websites, and what do they still do? They still call, and they still want to talk to a person. They still want you, they need that security. I understand that the website may not be user-friendly for everyone, but you can only put so much information and then people just stop. Sometimes it's too much. Being able to allow them maybe to know exactly which department they're going to need, give them the basic information, and then say, please call us before you make a trip to the clerk's office. So then we, as people, can communicate with a person on exactly it is. They've got the basis, sure. Now, if they have a title coming from Florida versus Wisconsin, you may have different percentages of taxes when we're talking about transfers. There is a different, everyone's situation that walks in that door is unique. Most of us don't just have one renewal, we have 3. We probably have back taxes or expired tags, or maybe we need an affidavit signed. You don't know that till you get there, because we won't know until you're in front of us. So yes, being able to have some information provided on the website obviously is crucial, and we do. And we have links to Kentucky State Board of Elections. We have links to drive.ky.gov. And that information is provided on there with them as well. So I still believe in making sure that a customer can talk to a person, because I will have them call and say, thank you, I got a person on the other line. I want to be able to talk to someone instead of having a voice recorder or having to be forced to go online to find out information. So I think it is important, yes, to make sure it's available online, but also important enough that our customers are able to call in and talk to someone as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
And we'll move on to our closing statements now. And Erica, you will be going first now in 2 minutes.
I am very passionate about getting rid of the negative stigma associated with the courthouse. It is time for a change, and the residents of Christian County deserve an innovative, efficient, and accountable clerk's office, a new perspective, a new vision, and new leadership that will take the initiative to make things happen. My name is Erica Newby, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 17th, and together we can make great changes. Thank you.
And Melinda, your closing statement, please.
Thank you. Someone very important told me, it was a professor. He said, you're not perfect, and neither am I. But you can try to do better and be better than the person that you were yesterday. I have tried to apply that in my everyday life, personally and professionally. Voters, I want you to remember something. You are the employer. When you vote, you are doing the hiring. We work for you. So when you cast your ballot, consider the qualifications and the experience of a candidate. I take pride in my job, and I enjoy the people that I work with. With my 21 years of experience and dedication, and of course with your votes, I want you to elect me and allow me the responsibility of being your next Christian County Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, ladies, for your participation tonight. That concludes our forum for County Clerk. Please join us at 5:30 for our Sheriff's Forum. And don't forget to exercise your constitutional right to vote on May 17th.